Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jennifer Shagnon. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Catalyst Acoustics Group. And I want to thank you for joining us today as we walk through the Power BI scorecard platform. So the purpose of today's training is to share with you the rollout and the launch of our Power BI scorecard platform. So as a rep of IAC Acoustics, you have the opportunity to access your data in Power BI through seats that Catalyst Acoustics funds. So today I'm going to walk through an example of what your scorecard looks like. I can tell you that this is dummy data. We didn't want to put anybody's actual data on the screen, so we've gone ahead and created a fake scorecard for Bob's HVAC. It's clearly not a rep for IAC Acoustics, but it'll give you kind of insight into kind of what your data will look like and feel like. So if Darren Riley has not reached out to you yet regarding your scorecard or your sales target for 2023, he will be. My hope is that he has already. And basically, beginning as early as February 7th, we're going to start sharing links to this data so that you guys can access your scorecards real time so that you can see how you're performing against goals. So what you have here is essentially a 30,000-foot view into your performance. And before I go forward, I should mention each rep for IAC has their own individual scorecard. Your access into Power BI is yours alone. It only gives you access and insight to your own data. It does not give you access or insight into others' data. So you can feel comfortable and confident that you're only looking at your own stuff and nobody else can see your stuff. We also don't share your data with customers. The access is solely for you so that you can have insight into your own performance with IAC Acoustics. So with that said, as you can see in this example, we're using a full year December 2022 data. On the 7th, you're going to receive an email that says your scorecard is ready for viewing. That will be January data. But I encourage you not to wait until then to access this platform. I encourage you to begin accessing this platform as soon as you can, which is essentially shortly after we have this demo. So this is a December scorecard. This is a full year scorecard. As you can see, there's 2021 over 2022 data here. So when you receive your January card, it will be 2022 over 2023. Your 2023 goal will be stated here, and then your percentage of performance against that goal through month end January will be noted here, and your year-to-date total will be here. Right beneath that, you see this annual growth section, which is specific to sales and orders. It gives you CY or current year month to date and PY or prior year month to date. You can see how you're performing on sales or shipments and orders year over current year over prior year, and if that is a growth or a decline versus year ago. To the right of that, you'll see a running total here of sales or shipments. So this gives you a month over month, year over year snapshot into your performance in terms of shipments from IAC Acoustics out to your customers. Below that, you'll see sales and orders again. This gives you the actual value by month, year over year, with a tally of year to date over here on the right. Down below that, we've got a section on end market penetration. This basically allows you guys insight into where the products you're ordering are actually shipping. What end markets, right, do they end up in? So there's a list of end markets from construction to education to healthcare to hospitality that give you some insight into where we're shipping the products that you're ordering from us. Next to that is a backlog total. So there are 3 codes that we're using for backlog, 3 acronym codes: RTS, OFA, and OH. RTS stands for release to shop. If you see that you have backlog value in release to shop, then you can know that the onus is on us as IAC Acoustics, your supplier, to meet the promise date that is stated. If it is OFA, that means out for approval. That means the onus is on you, the rep. We're waiting on either final signed submittals, final size confirmation. There's a myriad of things that would make it be OFA, but if you've got dollars in OFA, then you'll know that those are orders we have that have not yet been released to the shop because we need more information from you. And then last but not least, OH, or on hold, typically is a financial hold. Either we're waiting on a deposit or there's a financial issue with your account. There's other reasons that you would be on hold, but those are primarily the 2 reasons you would see any of your backlog sitting in on hold. To the right of that, we have pipeline data. So we use Pipedrive as our CRM, and we leverage that to provide you guys with web leads and opportunities to go chase in your territories. So this is just a snapshot of that activity. It shows you kind of the leads we've provided, whether they were website leads or not, how many of those leads you actually quoted, and your lead to quote conversion. Below that is order to quote. So of the leads that you quoted, how many actually materialized into orders, what was the value of that order, and ultimately what is your current win rate on those opportunities. To the right of that is a nice little pie chart that just shows you the universe of your deals. So any opportunities we have sent you, this gives you just a snapshot of what % of those are open, which % are closed, and what % are lost. Right below that, you'll see this product mix table. Conic flow silencers, elbow silencers, louvers, mix silencers, pack lists. These are all the product lines that we sell into the marketplace through you, our valued reps. And this just gives you insight into how you're performing from a product mix perspective, right? So in 2022, Bob's HVAC did 35% of their business in mixed silencers. They did 45% in quiet ducts, 11% in louvers, etc. So it's just kind of insight for you to just understand how you're performing as a rep and what product mix you're successful with. And then last but not least, to the left of that, there's a 30,000-foot view snapshot of webinar participation. So, it gives you insight into who in your rep firm are actually attending webinars. Are they engaged? Are they, showing up at Darren's webinars to learn more about the product line, or are they not, right? This gives you that information. So the scorecard, and I've said it a few times now, is a 30,000-foot view into your performance regarding your business dealings with IAC Acoustics. On a monthly basis, this gets updated, and you're able to see month over month how you're performing against goal to see if you're tracking to goal or not. There's another tab here called the detail tab, and this is where you can get a little more granular. So let's call it 5,000 feet, right? Now you're able to look at the actual detail that goes into that dashboard of a scorecard. So your quote detail, your order detail, your shipment detail, it's all here. Your order detail gives you kind of the line by line of every order you've placed with us. Sales detail gives you line by line every shipment we've made on your behalf. And then backlog data gives you insight into what we have orders in-house for that haven't shipped yet and what the status of those orders are, that OFA, RTS, OH I spoke of earlier. And what's also pretty cool that you haven't seen before, that's pretty new for us, is that we've been able to pull the Pipedrive deals into Power BI as well. So if you have any active deals through that Darren or anybody else has provided you from IAC Acoustics, you can view all of those deals here along with the status of those deals. So it gives you kind of, an opportunity to look at the granular detail of the opportunities you're trying to work on for IAC. And then the go to webinar. So you saw on the dashboard that high level, X amount of attendees year to date. Here gives you that actual granular detail. So of the folks that attended webinars in your firm, this lists who they were and what webinar they actually attended. So again, it's a good way for you guys to gauge kind of, engagement with your rep firm and IAC. So this is all very good, positive detail, granular detail for you to absorb. We also have an option for you to export this detail. So there's these 3 dots here. If you select export, you're able to export any of these views into Excel so that you can manipulate the data any way you want. And the last thing I want to show you here is this filter. So there will be 3 years of data in your platform, in your scorecard platform. So while the dashboard is giving you kind of a year-to-date performance against a sales target that was set, the detail allows you to go back 3 years. So if you wanted, for some reason, to go back and look at an order from 2022 or 2021 for that matter, by just dragging this scale here, it determines the amount of time that's filtered for you to look at. This tab, the detail tab, is fully dynamic. It updates once a day. So if you were to come in here in the middle of a month, February 14th, and look at this tab, you would be able to see all of your data up until February 13th because it's dynamic and it updates once a day from our ERP system. The dashboard, however, the dashboard remains static until a new month occurs. And we do that so that you can kind of refer back to it and you're not looking at half half-month data, right? So for instance, when you get your January scorecard, this dashboard tab will remain a January scorecard until February ends. And when February ends and a new month starts, it will flip to your February scorecard. So this, just think about this one kind of updating once a month, and this one updates daily. So that is the platform. It's Power BI. It's super powerful. We're very excited to be able to extend this detailed data to our reps. As far as setup goes, you will be receiving an email following this training. It's going to be from Microsoft. It's basically just an email letting you know that we've set you up with access to our platform. You don't need to do anything at all with that email. It's basically an informative email to let you know that we've requested access from Microsoft to give you visibility to your platform. You're then going to receive a second email, and that email is going to be from Catalyst Acoustics group, from CAG Reports at Catalyst Acoustics Group. And that email is actually going to have a live link in it that you need to click on, and then you need to go through a series of steps to gain access to this platform. Now, once you've done that, you don't have to do it again. That link is infinite. It doesn't change. It's your link. So once you've signed up and you have access, I would bookmark it, and then you can come in here whenever you want and look at your data any way you want at any time you want. And again, as far as the scorecard availability, you will get a push email from us every month letting you know that your new monthly scorecard is ready to view. But don't wait for that email, right? Come in here, dive into your data, make sure you're good and comfortable with it. And hopefully it becomes valuable to you to drive your business forward. Lastly, while this will be distributed, accessible anytime, and we will send push emails once a month, we will be asking for quarterly meetings with our reps to kind of track progress against target, make sure we remove any barriers for you, barriers to success, and just to make sure that we're doing everything we need to do to help you, and that we're mutually growing the business together. That concludes this training. I'll mention it again. Following this training, you're going to receive 2 emails, one from Microsoft. Nothing to do with that one. It's just an informative email. The second one will be from Catalyst with a link in it that you need to follow to gain access to the platform. Okay, so this training was recorded. So what we'll also do is, following this session, we'll go ahead and email you a link to it so that you can access it. If there's something you think you missed or you want to rehear it, we're happy to provide that to you. If you have any issues at all getting signed up or set up for visibility, my contact information will be included in the email that you receive with the recording link. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any issues at all getting set up, if you have any questions that you think of later, or if you just have general feedback about the platform or suggestions about how we can improve it. I'm happy to hear all feedback, good, bad, and indifferent. All right, so that concludes this training. I thank you guys for your time and attention today, and I look forward to continuing to work with you all. Have a great afternoon.